Hello and welcome to small moment number 2. Today we will give you a second choice in coming up with an idea to write your own small moment story. By the end of this PowerPoint, you may have an idea about which small moment idea you prefer, the one from earlier in the week, small moment number 1, or the topic that we give you today. You will choose one of these two topics to write your very first small moment draft under the assignments in Microsoft Teams. Today's small moment topic is to think about an interesting, meaningful, or significant person in your life that you might want to write a narrative story about. Today we'll brainstorm a list to help you think about a person to write about. You'll choose one small moment that you shared with that person to zoom into your story idea with. Here are some examples. First, you're going to have a piece of scrap paper off to the side, and you're going to make a little chart where you come up with ideas of people in your life who are unforgettable, unique, or unusual in some way. Then you might want to write down some of their personalities or traits that make them so unique or unforgettable. I'll use some of your other teachers so that the people I talk about are ones that you're familiar with. Our math teacher, Mrs.I, likes glitter and math, of course. She can be sarcastic, but in a very funny way. She's a good cook, and she's very creative. Mrs. I, our science teacher, is an excellent baker. She has a tarantula. She's very colorful and artistic, and she's good with animals and science. Mr. Stafford, your social studies teacher, used to play football. He grew up around the area and knows a lot about our town. He has a great memory, and he loves history. Now you're going to come up with some ideas of your own. Who are some people in your life who are unforgettable, unique, or unusual? What are some of their dominant personalities or traits? Take a minute now with your scrap paper, pause the video, and come up with your own list. Now that you've started your video back up, pick one of the people from your list and create a small moment story about that person. It could be a significant moment that you shared with that person, perhaps the first time you met the person, or anything else that sticks out in your memory about that person. Remember that the person reading your story needs to feel like they know the person that you're writing about. In order to help make that happen, make sure you use indirect characterization techniques. Sometimes we use the acronym STEAL to help us describe our indirect characterization techniques. The acronym STEAL stands for speech, which is the way that the characters talk to each other. The T stands for thoughts, which might be the internal thoughts that a character is thinking. Effect on others, or E there. That would be the way that the character makes other people think, talk, or feel. The actions of the character. What does the character do, and what does that show you about their personality? And finally, the L stands for looks. You would describe how that person looks. Using those indirect characterization techniques will help the characters in your story come to life. When you are done, please make sure that you choose one of these two topics, either the object one from the other day or today's interesting person, to start drafting your first small moment narrative for the big assignment this week. Have a great rest of your day.